Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Ursa Ryan and we are playing Bullmoose Teddy because a lot of people were disappointed we didn't play Teddy in the recent American A to Z, but that's not the only reason we're playing this game. A smaller little 6-player game on a beautiful ridge map provided by the delicious alternate cartography mod. Again, thank you Nunge, fantastic mod. No, this is not the only reason we're playing this game. We are also going to be playing with the new secret society as provided by a fantastic modder called Fuzzle. Now, we've played a lot of their other secret societies involving pirates and aliens and Knights Templar, and today we're going to be playing the Harmonists. What do? They use national parks and preserves to do very cool things with the yields around tiles. Oh look, we're playing Bullmoose. Oh look, the map, it's so beautiful. And +7 and +6 and it's a crazy map. You're going to want this one. Come to Discord if you want the mod list and if you want the save file to play. And again, just come and download the mods. They're really good fun. Let's get cracking. Bullmoose Teddy, he likes breathtaking tiles. He likes robbing your breath. He's essentially an inverse oxygen mask. He sort of sits on you and goes, and before you know it, your breath has been taken and you've got 2 science and 2 culture on tiles where he has been. How do you get those? Well, one has to be next to natural wonders or mountains and one has to be next to either built wonders or woods. Why am I explaining that to you? You've seen 101 Bullmoose games by now. You know exactly what's going on. We're going to be playing this game pretty much without using districts, apart from preserves. Preserves are going to be pretty much the only thing that we build. We're going to go for a tourism victory or a diplo victory, one of the two. We're not going to go for religion today. And the reason is all about how the Harmonists work, and we'll explain that as we meet them. Now, I do have one other mod on. I should always point this out as well. Faster Secret Society discovery. It just helps me to discover the secret societies quicker. It basically means that I can actually show you the secret society that I intended the run to be based on. Exciting. And check out that start. The yields are mad. Even the city centre has 2 culture and 2 science being next to wood and mountains, and we have not 1, not 2, but 3 separate spice tiles. These are going to be insane. Turn 1 and I have 6.5 science and 5 culture per turn. Yep, this is going to be cool. Now, I think I might have said ridge map. I think this is a fjord map. I apologize if I got that wrong earlier, but fjord map. It's basically small islands nestled deep within long coastal mountain ranges. I've set the map up to be very forested, to have even more mountains, and to have a low sea level to hopefully give us more land. We should have plenty of land to go and explore. I will tell you now though, but when it says small islands, a lot of them are very small. So there's no point building scouts, warriors or slingers because the chances of anybody being on my island are slim to none. I'm going to go straight for a builder. We're also then going to be looking at basically getting the preserve tiles wherever we want to build them. So the first thing I'm going to do is unlock mining. Now, mining lets me get rid of woods where I need to. It's going to be an interesting balance here between working tiles and not, because unfortunately Teddy doesn't work mountains, not like the Incans, so having all these mountains around is good and also bad at the same time. Saying that, preserves, I mean, obviously they don't work mountains, but there's also tiles that we do want to put improvements on, so we've got to balance that as well as to which is going to give us the benefit. But don't worry, the Harmonists, when we find them, are going to give us a lot of extra options. There's mining, there's God King, and there is a +5 holy site or campus. Now, we're not going to be building either of those probably, and you'll see why in a bit. That's actually just a really good spot for national parks in theory. Oh, and we want to keep an eye out for national parks. Every one we build gives +1 appeal to all tiles in the city that you pop the national park down on. It adds up a quick. Yeah, that's totally blocked in there. Goodness me. Looks like an irrigation start is going to be important, so pottery is up next. Good look at that. Turn 5 and I'm already on my 2nd tech. Unbelievable. Now the good thing is, again, turn 7, I've already claimed 2 extra tiles around me, both of which are spices. That is a 3 food, 2 production, 2 science, 2 culture tile. That is a 9 yield tile. Oh my lord, is it good. It is so good, and they're 2 population, which means I'm now working a 2nd. 9 science, 7.5 culture per turn. Oh boy, that's a lot of fun. What's the appeal like here? I would actually knock breathtaking off that tile, unfortunately, if I put a mine down, but I would get the amenity. So is it worth it? Oh, no one's entirely sure, but I'm not going to be working either of those or this tile for a long time. So for now, I will put it down. I think it's worth it just for the extra amenity. I can sell it maybe later. We can always take that improvement off if I choose to later in the game. So it's not permanent, it's fine. Let's go and explore and see how much land we have north of our settling location. I get a feeling that this is going to be quite a small little island for us. Yeah, so far it's pretty close. And we now have a piece of lake that is sort of stuck here. Now that is a Huey possibility, so we could get ourselves a very happy city indeed, depending on our production. This may not be the craziest production game. We'll see. We'll have a look. We'll venture and see what we can do. We're working that mine tile already. Now that's good, but I do want to work the the spices instead first, because I want to get above on population. Look at that. Yeah, that'll be nice for me. It drop a tiny bit of science doing that, but not a lot. And there is my first spice tile, which means that I've got a little bit of extra amenities now. But that's the grand total of my exploration. I told you, it's yeah, we were always going to be a little bit cramped here. Now, actually, that is, in theory, settleable tiles there and there with fresh water. So do I want to put 2 cities on this continent? Oh lord, this is going to be ridiculous if we do. It's all about keeping enough spaces for national parks. That's the trick. I don't know if I've got enough land to do too many here. Well, for now, right, so we're going to have to start mapping this out carefully. I reckon putting at least 1 on that corner of the map is going to be good. So we just need to remember that for not putting districts down there. If I were to pop a preserve tile on that tile and that tile, it would give us 1, 2, 3 tiles, 1. Oh, this is a cramped old place. Do I want to even do this? Do I just want to leave it with 1 city? That's the question. We're going to be really cramped here, but I don't want to just be on 1 city. I'd rather work a lot of tiles if I could. What is the... it's all breathtaking around here as well. That's the thing, it's all breathtaking. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. So I think 2 preserve tiles. That'll leave us with enough space, and then I can put a national park down on this little segment. We will lose eventually access to the luxuries, but that's okay. We can handle that. I mean, keeping all of these pins on is going to be a bit annoying, isn't it? So I'll just put it on the top and bottom so you can see where I'm going to be popping it. But there is another one down there. Assuming that is a mountain tile. It may not be. That may not be. You know what? I'm not going to book out the ones down here because I feel like we're just going to get ourselves disappointed if we do. Unfortunate thing as well is I've got nowhere that I can settle on the coast to get boats out quickly. So we're going to have to rush past sailing in order to get to shipbuilding as quickly as we can, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So actually, is this the tile then? That might be the tile to do. I'm just trying to think, because then I can at least put boats onto this lake. It'll be a bit pointless, but you never know, I might be able to canal out of it. It's weirder things have happened. Then at least I can build the boats and boost shipbuilding so that my warrior can get out and explore. That's going to be the big thing. It's a weird start, this one, but yeah, we're going to run with it. See what happens. Do I wait for the Pantheon or do I stick the preserve down quickly? I think I'm going to stick the preserve down quickly. It's the best option for me here. We need to get off this little island though, because otherwise I can't find the Harmonists, and that is going to be a problem for me. That's Mexico City. Okay, so we found at least 1 civ, and they have met somebody. Interesting. We'll keep an eye out for that one. That's not too bad. We'll keep an eye on that. So, settling my second city. Which city could use the extra food and production? That's the question here. Oh, that city actually lost a little bit of appeal, this tobacco, so I could probably work that tobacco. That wouldn't be too bad an idea. Well, hello. Someone's right here. Oh, interesting. We got company. We have some company. Interesting. I think I'm going to put it in my second city. Let's make that one grow a little bit more, because I think the loyalty pressure might be a little bit worse if we've got somebody right there. That's no fun. 1 food, 1 production. It's a small difference, but it works. It helps. And let's just quickly give it a better tile to work. There we go. Look at that. The science and culture works a dream. I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead on science already. Crazy. Delicate arch has been found, and it is the Zulu. Honor to meet you. Okay. We've also now found the Harmonists. Okay. Good. They were hiding by the delicate arch. That is very useful to know. And it's because we've actually just found this tile now. Look at that. Oh, I'm going to just force myself to work the food tile up here first, just to grow the city out a little bit. But Knowing that the delicate arch is there is very handy indeed. Zulu likes me -8, so there's no point even trying to be friends with them, but I can nab a bunch of gold, which is quite good. Harmonists, the modded secret society. Now these are sort of an alternative take on the Hermetic Order. The first policy unlocks ley lines, okay, so it's a ley line based, but instead of using great people, it does something different. Now the ley lines still provide a great adjacency, a big +2 adjacency to all districts, so that hasn't changed, but these tiles gain +1 of the main yields of specialty districts absent from their city. So if you haven't built a district in a city, it gives extra yields to ley lines. So for instance, if your city does not have a campus, it gets +1 science. Seems interesting, doesn't it? We'll see. The second, in which we unlock in the medieval era, means that preserved districts and their buildings grant 2 extra housing and 10% growth. So that's a max, I believe, of 6 housing and 30% growth if you have a fully worked preserve with its 2 buildings in it. Tiles adjacent to preserves gain +1 of the main yields of specialty districts absent from their city. Very interesting. You can see in the desert there is a ley line. Now, I did not add a crazy amount of ley lines onto this map, quite honestly, because I forgot, but that is fine, because what we can do is we can just have a look and see what this does by claiming the ley line itself. You can see the 1 gold and 2 faith is provided to this by Delicate Arch, but the ley line now has 2 science on the tile. I believe that has been given by the appeal of the tile. Okay, so there's no extra yields on it at the moment. Now, we will keep an eye on that. I have a feeling it's probably because we haven't unlocked other districts yet, that we've got a little bit of a delay on this one firing up, but I'm looking, I think this will be fine. I think it'll be fine. Just hold on, hold in there. I'm also going to stick Pingala into Swashington because I can. Haha. Pantheon, we can only choose one thing. Earth Goddess. +1 faith from tiles with breathtaking appeal. It's most of the tiles in my empire. I've now got 10 faith per turn. Always good to have high faith in any potential culture run, because we're going to be need to buying the rock bands. We're going to want to buy nationalists, or naturalists I should say. Nationalists are very different. Don't buy those with faith. No, it's a very different sort of empire. Librarian is the only real boost that I was looking for in my capital. The 15% increase in science and culture is wonderful. What I'm thinking actually is Raina. Now Raina gives tiles adjacent to unimproved features receive +1 appeal in this city. Forestry management. I think this will work really well. I very rarely lead with Raina, but I think in Beston it's going to be quite good. This preserve will now be finished. That is wonderful. The first thing I want to do is get a grove into that city. That's +2 food, 2 faith, and 2 culture for unimproved breathtaking tiles, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So 8 extra food, faith, and culture in that city. I'm also choosing to just work through shipbuilding. I think it's kind of worth it for me right now. Although what I might do is I might just build 3 scouts, and what they're going to do is from my capital they're just going to use shipbuilding and go and explore. I need to see where the wider world is. I need to see where the other continents are and other land masses so that I can get stuck in nice and quickly. Look, there we go. The extra science and culture is now coming into my capital, and that's going to be helping a lot. So there is shipbuilding. We're in the classical era. I very rarely rush it, but when you've got 25 science per turn on turn 35, you just go for these things. Into the sea, friends. Go and see what is out there. I'll finish this 1 scout and then we'll go back to groves. Now that I've got shipbuilding as well, we're just going to test this by building, or getting writing. 2 turns, we can unlock campuses. I want to see if it does anything in this city with a ley line. It might not. Maybe nothing. Next up is Classical Republic, because I would love it if we can have an extra housing and amenity in the cities with districts. That is my capital. I've got the extra production from urban planning. You can see my diplomacy policy slot has gone down. I'm going to get charismatic leader and diplomatic league. I've also got +2 diplomatic favor coming in per turn now, which is awesome because I'm American. And I think I'm going to pop in colonization for when we do settle, which should hopefully be quite soon. Okay, there's a ley line down there, just surrounded by mountain tiles. So my particular mountain arrangement I was thinking of down south, that probably will work. Oh, and you can also see I've just unlocked writing, and the ley line just gained an extra science. So I was right. I have to unlock the districts, but once I've done that, it gives me more yield on those tiles. So that's actually pretty useful. Good to know that. Very good to know. Lahore is a nice city-state, and again, somebody has met it already. I'm trying to think about where I need better visibility. I think Mexico City might be the one for me. Diplomatic Quarter, I'm likely to probably build a Diplomatic Quarter at some point, but I'll go Mexico City for now. Give myself 2 envoys there. It just helps me to build my grove a little bit quicker in my capital. And you can see, there we go, we did get an extra faith on my ley line, so this is working. Every time I unlock a district, I get a little bit more yield, so let's get currency as well. Now, I think settling up here is going to be a great idea. This ley line is intriguing. I could always settle on it, on the top of it. It's just about where I want the preserve tile to be. Only 2 tiles give fresh water up in this area. I think I want some housing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop myself a city not on the freshwater, just on the coast, and then it's got access to the sea here, and then I'll put a preserve onto this tile, and that should give me access to the ley line as well. Second preserve finished. Now these preserves are not very handy until I actually have the groves in, but this city here, Beston, is not the Beston at producing anything, so I'm gonna have to just sit on it for a little bit and wait for it to grow. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on getting the granary up. I've just traded away one of my pointless luxuries to the Zulu. It wasn't giving me any benefit from having it, and I've also traded away my diplomatic favor, some more gold per turn. What this does is should hopefully boost me towards the 600 I need for the grove really quickly. Now there is currency. The currency is added +1 to the desert hills. Okay, that's good. We will add all of the things. This is the thing, does the encampment give a bonus? I don't know if it will, because there's no real bonus associated with it, but we'll see. Just remember that there are 2 gold and 1 production on that tile. Then we'll be able to remember. Drama and Poetry, by the way, has unlocked another culture on that tile, so it's just adding all sorts of crazy yields on it. These ley lines are going to be very important to clock up by the end of the game. They're going to be very good tiles. Bronze working, and no, there is no associated yield with encampments. That's okay. We don't mind that. It's good to remember. Encampments are kind of pointless. Open borders. I'll give open borders to the Zulu. Again, I'm not really expecting them to be too problematic at this point, but it's worth keeping an eye on them just in case. Coupe! Oh, an actual threat to my ability to navigate around the map here. Settled over there in, yeah, actually blocking a little bit of the sort of expansion route that I was looking at on this map. There's very few places for me to actually go here. Very much blocked in. I'm going to have to send a scout over back into the other direction to see if there's anywhere I could settle around Zulu. But I can afford a grove. Here we go. The tiles around Beston should hopefully get a bit of a boost, and so they do. Very nice. Unbelievably though, this tile's not being worked. Look at that, it's a 4 culture, 3 faith, 3 food, 2 production, 2 science tile. What? Why are you working this one? Who knows? Who knows why that's being worked? Okay, fine, we'll just keep on growing. The preserve has finished as well in my capital. Look at this as a tile already. 7 food, 6 culture, 5 faith and 2 production on an unworked tile. Lovely. 11 housing in my capital, 9 housing in my second city. That should be plenty. I'm just going to pick up a quick builder and then treat myself to a settler. We need to start expanding, getting out there, working as many tiles as we can, because the Teddy bonuses are too good. They're too good to just sit around and do nothing. Oh, I contacted a tribal village, and apparently that was enough to get myself out of a dark age. It should help me just to sort of stop losing loyalty to the Zulu, so that's not a bad idea. I think the Zulu want to attack me, but they can't because they can't get to me yet, so we'll have to just sort of keep an eye on this one. I might flood this lake with boats just to stop them from being able to embark into it, but there's Mexico City. Should give me a little bit more visibility, and as you can see, there is practically no space. In fact, there is no space to settle down there, so that is a totally pointless area to be looking at. I will just keep an eye on the loyalty pressure on Zulu City though, because that might be a steal, and if they do pick up pyramids, that'll be a useful steal later into the game. Coupe enforced borders just as I stepped into them. Again, funny how that always happens on the same turn. Zulu is in a normal age. Okay, good. That's fine. I think we're going to get an era score every time we trigger an inspiration. That's much more likely to happen. Unlocking the harbour has given me 1 more gold on the ley line. Lovely. I'm actually going to remove the improvement on this spice tile because I believe the yields are going to shoot up. Yeah, there we go. Lovely stuff. Unfortunately, I lose that amenity, but I don't think it was giving me anything. It wasn't, so we'll keep an eye on getting something back, but for now, that's okay. So Raina gets forestry management. Tiles adjacent to an unimproved feature receives +1 appeal. I believe, hopefully, that'll increase the appeal on this tile because it's next to unimproved features, but I'll let that go through because sometimes appeal takes a turn or two to come through properly. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. I thought that tile would improve itself. Okay, good. So the tobacco tile is now working itself mightily fine. I don't actually have the tobacco improved, but I believe keeping all of these luxuries unimproved for now gives me better yields because of the preserves that are around. Again, the preserves aren't giving me full adjacency, but this one's working 5 tiles now, so that's actually doing really, really well. Perfect. 30 science and 50 culture by turn 53. And we've barely got past 2 cities here. This is a very cramped start. Yerevan. Oh, whenever you see Yerevan, you're like, man, I should have gone for a science game. That would have been easy. Easy to do. First settler out. I was just looking at this area actually. This is the sort of place that Coupe is absolutely going to go for. Oh, could I get a good preserve in this area? What's the appeal of the tiles around here? Not super high, actually. Not super high. There is a ley line up in the mountain over there, but that's probably not enough to just be settling pointlessly in that area for that tile alone. Unless a preserve on this tile would make all 3 of these breathtaking, including these 2 gypsum. I could settle on this tile to get the gypsum for myself. There's a ley line there as well, so I could work that. There's no canal city possible, but that is a flat. No, that is a hill tile. Is this there's no way to canal this. Oh, it's all hills. Okay, that makes it easier. If there's no possible canal, you don't feel like you're wasting anything. So, yeah, I feel like settling on this tile. Is this a lake or a coast? This is a coast, isn't it? Yeah, it is a coast. Again, we're just going to have to take the freshwater hit, I think, and put the city centre there and the preserve district there. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I think that is the best way to do this. We're going to have to start putting some mountain tunnels through when we can. I just got warned from approaching their land with a single scout and a single warrior. It's like, just leave me alone. I'm clearly not attacking you. Poland, I believe they are directly below me here. Yes, next to Mount Kilimanjaro. The Giant's Causeway has been found. Where's that? No one's entirely sure. Void Singers have appeared wherever they were. What was the Giant's Causeway? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, near Nanadol. Ooh, Nanadol. Extra culture. Nice. Hattusa as well. Extra strategic resources. Some good city-states around here for somebody that isn't going to be making a lot of districts. Hong Kong, that city projects. Again, pretty handy. I'm also going to let my diplomatic favour just climb a little bit. Normally in a game like this, I would be selling it off pretty much as soon as I got it, but I quite like the idea of hanging on to it to try and get a couple of votes in. Like if I can win a couple of votes, I feel like that'd do me good. And that is feudalism. We're still producing lots of settlers. I've got this one finished. There's another one going from my cities. We're just producing these to be able to span out a little bit. There's the city up on that continent up there. I'm just trying to work out where the next settlement is going to be. Actually, there could be a settlement opportunity here once I have a bit of population in the city that I'm about to found on that coast, but oh, I really squeezed the land. Really squeezed the land. I kind of need to go through everyone and find somewhere that I can settle that's just a little bit further away, the new coastline, that people are not going to sort of pressurize me for. Indonesia. I think they've had just an equally as stretched little squeeze start because they only have 1 city and 5 population, unless war has been declared on them pretty early, which could be the other thing. I've just picked up some mercury, which I was selling, and I'm trying to think about whether or not to keep it because it just made my ley line tile even worse. So maybe having this mine is not a good idea. That's just it. I think, yeah, the mine is, I think I'd rather have the ley line working fully because that was giving me quite a bit. Construction boosted as well. That's awesome. Means that a couple of these wood tiles I could put some lumber mills on just to improve their production a little bit. And gypsum. Gypsum is now in my land as well. Huzzah. Oh, you know, there is land. It does exist. It's just a little bit far away from me. Oh, 20 favour. Nice. Built up 56 now. Ooh. So basically it's either 1 faith and 2 science on this tile, which then works both of them. No, I'm going to have to keep it. As much as I like the Mercury, it's not worth keeping. It's a really strange game. Any game with Bull Moose Teddy, I always find a little bit strange because you end up having these really weird combinations of like improving some cities and not improving others. Very odd. Now I think this tile is going to be a little bit better, this ley line, so let's just pick that up quickly. And yeah, look at all those yields. It's not crazy yields, but that's still 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yield on 1 tile. No food in Baltimore. Balti really does need more. More food! More food. Actually, that's a high peel tile, isn't it? That's only a +3. Oh yes, of course, this is why I'm building a preserve. Dope. Catholicism is choral music. Hinduism is feed the world. So Indonesia, can you please get your religion over to me? Stat. I also have the opportunity, actually, to buy a great person. So the question is, who do I want to get? This is a really interesting one, actually, because I haven't built any districts here at all. And some of the spaces in my city, actually, I could build a district in and I could still do quite well out of it. Like, I could build a theatre square somewhere, I could build like a really good campus or something, and it would make my city a little bit worse. I kind of committed to kind of doing this in a zero district way, apart from preserves. I kind of want to stick to that as much as I can. So I think I'm going to stick to it for now. We'll save the faith until something pops up that is really good. We'll hold fire. Maybe like one of the merchants that gives more tourism, something like that. Start making friends as well. Want as many friends in this match as I can. I like the idea of not having to really do much in the way of war. Just dip play favor selling for at the moment. Oh, like basically 10 per favor. It's huge. It's always the way. I'm always like, the games that I decide not to use it, those are the games where it becomes really valuable. It's always the way. City number 4. No housing in this city, unfortunately. But, as you can see, some good science and some good culture. Apprenticeship is done, which means my ley lines now have an extra production. They're getting quite good. Don't worry, though. I know the ley lines aren't fantastic, but in a, maybe next era, we're going to get preserves giving +1 to all of the tiles around them. So this will start to begin to benefit us. I'm actually thinking, though, of, I know it's the land tiles are the ones I want, but like the sea tiles, I think I might build some harbours, because it's kind of out of the way a little bit. It might encourage me to actually get some trade routes in to grow these little cities out to the sides. It might be quite handy. I'm just going to pick up a great writer with my faith, because I can pop that in my capital. It also gives me an envoy that has just claimed Nan Nadol for me. So again, I can see there's more land around here. This is a good place to settle if I can get my settlers around here. I'm going to have to go quite some distance. I was on 69 culture, haha, nice. And I'm now on 78, so that's worth 10 per turn. That's not to sniff at. But look, 2 settlers are going to make their way down. If I can sort of bring them through and get them to this continent and go 1-2 settle, that'll be handy. That'll be really handy. Next up is Hattusa. Do I get that so I can get the strategic resources? That could be fun. Woolen hasn't been claimed. That would explore quite a lot of the map for me. Let's do that. I'd rather have as many city-states as I can rather than being particularly good. Just increase my influence across the world. Yeah, I think a harbour is going to be handy. Now, I could put it in this lake. It wouldn't be very handy, but it would at least give me a trade route, is what I'm thinking. There's nothing else we can do with these sea tiles, so yeah, it's next to a ley line. Come on, let's do it. It's a nice +3. Let's get that harbour finished. I'm also, because if I can only put 1 book down, anyone want to buy it for lots? No, people don't value books at the moment. We'll save that because they will eventually value the books. Goodness me, all naval units getting +1. I don't think mathematics gives it to embarked units, but we'll try because I need this. I'm so bored of my units travelling so slow. Recorded history. Okay, that gives me Armani. But I'm going to stick down in a city-state that I want, such as Woolen. Let's get that going. Actually, scrap that. Instead of going to Woolen, go to somewhere else that's going to give me good visibility. Hong Kong, Mexico City, none of those. Nanadol, nope. Lahore, nope. Hattusa, nope. Yerevan. Off you pop to Yerevan. Okay, and we've got 1 more point already, so there's Woolen. I don't have to wait. That's why I did that. Oh yeah, look at all this land up there as well. Okay, so we've got to skip through Coupe's land, but if we can do that, again, we can get some good settlers out. Coupe's everywhere already, six cities. Oh, they've done so well. Zulu has gone for Mexico City. Well, that won't last long. Sorry, Mexico. I quite liked having you around, but alas, it's probably not to be. And there we go. Coupe will give me loads of gold for my book. Let's do that. Perfect, because I can just make a second one now. So it's not a problem for me. I'd rather have the gold up front because there are some cities, especially over here, that need just so much work. So much work. An extra food in that city, or is Los Angeles going to do it first? This one's naturally growing. Slowly, but it is. Get the granary in. Oh, that takes a while. Oh, another book to Coupe. Yeah. I'd rather, as I said, I'd rather take the gold. The infrastructure is amazing, and it means I can buy my groves almost immediately, which is just well worth it. Iron working. What am I really tacking towards? Nobody's really sure. Like, what do? I guess steam power, so I can build railways. I mean, that's obviously what I'd like to do. How about NITR? I think we should see some more NITR. Let's do that. So we can now make alliances. How's Poland liked? Reasonably well, but no one else has discovered alliances. Actually, we're really, really close to being first on that one. Oh, I can actually probably make friends with Indonesia. Come on, do this with me. Wants to control all the islands. I love that as a thing. Divine right. Okay, I think I'm going to go for some diplomacy favour by building Renaissance walls. Actually, that's not a bad idea. So we'll go Castle Siege Tactics to boost through there. We'll get Monarchy going. I'll build the walls up. We'll get Limes going. We can get some more tourism once we get to conservation. More importantly, we'll get the diplomatic favour so we can win these early game votes. Get in the sea, quick! We just pinch the tribal hut and he escapes with 3 health. Oh yeah. Georgia. I think that makes everybody. It's a nice small map, this one. And a kill. How come everyone started next to a wonder except me? What's going on with that? First to meet everyone, by the way. 5 era score for doing that. Ha! You better believe it. God, this is a pilgrimage. These settlers are going to travel about 20 turns before they make their landfall. But once we get to this promised island, there's going to be enough space for at least 3-4 cities down here. And it also gives us access to more of the sea so that we can start traveling around. So good. It's just like, please find land, any land. Actually, if we can take this city from the Zulu, which I'm hoping we'll do, we'll rock up into a golden age. And Beston, has got some huge population. Divine right, 10 turns until monarchy, but that is a new government, and we are the first person to get a tier 2. Blimey. I'll take that. That's awesome. Okay, perfect. Right, urban planning is still good for our settlers. We're going to be making a couple more of those soon. Charismatic leader and diplomatic favour. Yep, that's great. But Limes is going to be really handy now, as well as... should we get one amenity for having garrisoned units? I think that might be probably the best of a bad bunch. I know veterancy, of course, because I'm building 2 harbours and lighthouses over here now. So, okay, that's a really good plan. So 5 era score in 10 turns. That's gotta be possible. Got to be possible, surely. Chingati, that's a lot of extra faith, that city-state. Yes. Okay, that's the city-state we want. I don't have a religion in my city just yet, but looking at this, it looks like at least 3 people are going to have decent religions on this game, so that should be okay. I feel like with the lack of usable landmass on this map, Auckland would have been a fantastic pickup on it, but never mind. I'm going to just send my trade routes now to my weaker cities. I really want to get those up and running soon. You can see, look, it's slowly getting there. My settlers would continue their pilgrimage if they weren't continually stuck behind units. Between the city-state, Poland, and Coupe, like, they cannot move. It's hilarious how much they're being trapped. Okay, so I can't actually send a trade route to my cities. Of course I can't, because the harbours don't go anywhere. Okay, it looks like Coupe, I need them on side if I can. There's a 6 gold route, so I'll take it, but like, that's pretty appalling. What about this route from my capital? That'll be 8 gold per turn, that's okay. I'll try it from the city just to check it. At least there's something there that I can use, but it doesn't look like it will be. Reina, I'm going to push down to contractor, because then I can actually use her to buy districts in new cities. I'm saving my gold. Being able to insta-buy preserves. Now that is a handy thing. Oh, there's my scout dead. The spearman met him, and then it died almost immediately. Oh my god, would you please move your units? Please. Poland, this is frustrating now. Nope, no trade routes available from that city. Okay, well it is what it is. Hey, there we go. Finally, let's get our settlers out. How many turns have we got left? 3 turns. We only got 1 era score in the 7 turns that have already transpired. That's not good. But never mind, let's take a trade route here. That'll be nice. We'll give my capital just a little bit more food. We've got a lighthouse finished in this second city as well. Lovely, get the walls up for me quickly. And this preserve is now finished in Balti needs more. Quickly, a grove. Pop a grove up. Nice. Okay, this is good. Now we're there. Now we can start to get the growth done. So the city already follows Catholicism, which is choral music. It's not as exciting as any of the others, but that's okay. 7 cities for Hinduism, 11. Both religions have taken off. Good. Sometimes you have to check on these smaller maps, like, has the AI just neglected spreading religion? But in this case, they have done it. So that's good. Tribal hut grants a builder unit. Nice. I think I'm going to just ruin these tiles by making them really ugly and getting all of the stuff out, because I'm not working any of them and I probably won't for some time. So let's get those mines up and running. Cool. Gypsum. Yep. That's a lot of extra gold. It all helps. Is this going to circumnavigate the world? Ooh, almost. Almost. I don't know if this is going to be the first person to do it or the second, but next turn I will find out. I have a plan to get into a golden age. We've got 1 turn left now. 1 turn left. I'll just see if this gives me circumnavigation. 5 era score. We did it. Perfect. The other thing I was looking at was Crassus. We could have bought him for 750 faith. That would have given us 3 era score, I believe. So that would have been lovely. In fact, actually, this admiral gives me a 3 trader and lets trade routes to that city do better. So that could be a good one to do as well. But here is the golden age and guilds as well. So there's a few things we can do now. First of all, we're going to just get Trade Confederation in, which gives us 2 science and 2 culture from our trade routes. It's just a small bonus, but a nice one for us to stack up. We've got a golden age now. The Zulu is in a dark age, which means they're now minus 4.8 in this city. Okay, if we can just continue to build the population up in these cities, that would be lovely. But here is the golden age. What are we going to do? There's no point in me getting a religion because George is just about to pick up one and I don't have any holy sites. I'm not really planning on getting holy sites. I could get monumentality. That would let me convert my faith into settlers. I think that, for me, is going to be the one. So let's do that. We also have the 2nd level of the Harmonists. Going to get all natural. All beautiful preserved districts and their buildings grant 2 housing and 10% food growth. Tiles adjacent to preserves gain +1 of the main yields of specialty districts' absence from their city. So, in the same way that a ley line is being given all of the production, the gold, the culture, the science, and the faith from the districts that I don't have in my cities, all the tiles around my preserves are going to do exactly the same thing. So if you just have a look, just absorb all of these yields, we'll get the 2nd level Estival, and there we go. All of the tiles have basically got another production, a bit more gold, a bit more faith, a bit more science, and a bit more culture. It's really good. It's so good. In fact, actually, this one has 2 science, and I was like, oh, that's my normal bonus anyway, but no, it's not. There's no mountain around it, so up to 87 science per turn and 128 culture, and we are barely getting going on this game, because there is more to come. So the next one, Autumnal, unlocked in the Industrial Era, unlocks a builder ability to construct haven improvements. Ley lines gain an additional +1 yields of absent specialty districts, so the ley lines are going to get better next time, but it's the Haven district that is just the best thing ever. You can build it on any terrain, feature, or resource on land. If you build it on a resource or feature, all adjacent tiles earn +1 yield of each type granted by that resource. It basically takes the resource and then spreads it to all the adjacent tiles. And it also earns food and tourism equal to half of the tile's appeal. I've got some very strong appeal tiles here. So yeah, this should be good. But that is 2 eras to come. We've got a long way before we get to that point, so no getting too excited. Culture-wise, I'm now going to be rushing for natural history and conservation, so let's have a quick look. Earn a great artist to boost, earn a great merchant to get another boost, research astronomy, get an archaeological museum, and build a neighbourhood district. Some of those we're not going to be able to boost, others we can. So once we've got siege tactics, we're going to get astronomy there. That should be fine. I think I can get a merchant with my faith or my gold. Actually, we're going to use my gold for... Oh no, we use my faith for now. There is the merchant. Gets us a little bit more, but that's also the boost that we're looking for. And the First World Congress. I have the most votes out of everybody, but still, working out what people want is always difficult. Normally people go for option B or mercenary companies, and they normally like production, so we're going to throw a couple of votes at that one. People normally ban luxuries, but I could force it, but they normally vote banning. So now it's a case of just trying to work out what people are going to ban. And I think diamonds, if coupe is disliked by the international community, nobody really knows who they are. That's weird. Well, there you go. I'm not entirely sure where I'm getting my diamonds from. I think I might be trading, or my city-states. My city-states might be getting them for me. Whatever's going on, they're there. But it's a good one to vote. Actually, should we go for duplicates give more? Let's just throw all my favour into that and see if it works. Hang on, I can go 2 votes on this one and 7 upwards. We're going to give it a go. We'll see if it works. No to diamonds. You see, we were 1 vote away from being able to overrule that. 1 vote. Never mind. We kept our favour. We got 1 point. That's not too bad. We might not get a diplomacy victory, but the fact that it's still an option is always a good thing. Where do I want to steal land? He has 3 charges and he gets gold each time, but it doesn't need to be within the parameters of a normal city boundary. So I could go to Balti needs more and then go 1, 2, 3 and just steal all of these next to coupe to stop them from settling out. Should we do that? That could be fun. Actually, I'll go 1, 2, and then 3 to block them with this mountain to stop them from coming through. Yeah, let's do that. That could be fun. There is siege tactics, so I can get Renaissance walls up soon. That'll help a lot. So here we go. We've blocked off this land. That is such an annoying thing for coupe to have to deal with. In fact, actually, all of this rainforest is quite handy as well, because I can chop it all down and give this city big boosts. Huge boosts. Hooray! Now both of these cities are down as -7 and -4, but I think once I settle them both down, I should be able to give myself a bunch of loyalty almost to myself. -4 plus 3. There we go. Okay, so already that city is happy. I'm going to move Reina over to the new city. So I'll lose a little bit of gold and a little bit of happiness from this city because the appeal will drop, unfortunately. Oh, no. The appeal's looking really good here now. Oh, I mean, that's perfect then. I mean, who knows what's happening there? That's fine. Oh no, hang on. No, the appeal will probably drop there because rain is gone. But what I can do is get next time out contractor in, and I can purchase the preserve in almost instantaneously. This preserve is finally finished. Okay, let's get a grove in quickly. Bam. Okay, those are some good tiles. Yeah, well done. Awesome city. Already you're going to start to grow nicely for me. Oh, an alliance with Poland. I think... Oh, they're Harmonists as well. Oh, that's really cool. You never ever see the AI taking modded secret societies, but you did this time. That's really cool. I will celebrate this with a cultural alliance that I can settle all over your stuff. Let's just quickly check the settler lens on this now. Oh yeah, look at that. I've unlocked a lot more land for me to go and settle on now. You're going to regret doing that. I'm also saving up my faith to settle a spam over here as well. Military tactics. That means I can build Huey. Am I likely to pick it up? I don't know actually, but if I swap in this tile, my capital is going to have a good crack at it. 17 turns. Well, it's possible. Especially if I unlock a card and give myself Gothic Architecture. That'll help Veterancy good, Limes good. All of the cards are in place for me to have some fun. Nice. Just keep an eye out for engineers. I might be able to get a Wonder Rush. Oh, and Charleston, you shouldn't have. Let's get that settler going quickly. And I think I'm just going to face by a trader just to get a little bit more gold coming in. Philadelphia, again, you are also just giving me the ability to get all of these settlers out. So currently I'm on 6 cities. The Zulu are on 3. Coupe's on 7. Poland's on 6. You've got Indonesia on 5, and then Georgia's on 6. At the moment, we're pretty much mid-pack on cities, but I've got a lot more settlers to use. So, I mean, this settler has just been bouncing in all directions because I physically cannot get out of this lake. But the Zulu have just left space just as I left, annoyingly. That's frustrating. Never mind. Tingreti. A little bit of extra faith from my trade route if I've got a dominant religion in the cities they go from. I don't really have many dominant religion cities, to be fair, but any benefit is a benefit to me. I'll take it. Also getting rid of this marsh just to give Beston a little bit of a boost. but also because it improves the appeal from the surrounding tiles, which we love to see. So there's colonialism. I don't think many of these cards are going to give me much. Actually, Raj gives me quite a bit. That's fun. Ooh, I'll put that instead of Trade Confederation because that's a little bit of extra culture. And culture right now is the main drive for me. Gothic architecture, though, is building Huey. So we'll do this. We've got another Renaissance Wars coming through. I've got 13 favour coming in per turn at the moment, and I've got 3 more envoys. I think Yerevan I was just going to use as a fact-finding mission, so I could just go boom and explore all the land around here. You can see where Coupe's been settling. Coupe, of all of the people to have on this map, Coupe is like the worst because he loves to settle. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Glorious Petra, Davalex, Doughboy91, Skeptical Bear, Paul Coffey, Kroger Brown Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Nim, Emir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiature, and Private Selection Genoa Salami for all of your support. Thanks everybody!